So for establishing this kind of relationship, you need a mapping. So we'll do association mapping here, one to one and one to many. Let us understand by example here. We'll just go to here new and I say here Java project. I'll create a project now. Say here association association mapping one to one, one to one, right? I just say one to one with Hibernate, right? Next and finish it. Come back to here, say right click new package, give here com.example, okay, finish. Now right click and then say here run as, sorry, my clips, add Hibernate capabilities, next, and then say next. Select your driver and go to next, select your package and just say finish now. Okay, so we have done this part now. We'll come to your add and I'll say here hvm2 ddl auto is equal to what, create, right? And then we'll add another property like show SQL statement equal to true. Okay, so I have done with configurations. Come back to here and create two pozo class here new. I just say here address. Okay, again I create another class, new class. I say here class, say it is a imply. Okay, so address and let us take person only. Okay, finish. So one person having one address, so I'm just doing the one-to-one relationship here. So person will be having, say, private integer id. Okay, and then again private string name, private string name, private integer id, private string name, and then private integer age. Okay, I'll be using this address class as a reference here, address, right? Okay, now we'll right click here and just say here source generate getter and setter method. So I'll just check all this, so it will create a getter setter method for all four property, right? Get address and set address, get is and all, right? So the setter and getter method is ready here, right? So you can see this, right? Now we'll go to the address now, and on the address I'll just say here private integer address id. Okay, and I say private string street name. I say private string house number. Okay, what else? I'll just use person here, person person. Okay, and right click here and then just say here open a source getter generate getter and setter method for all these four types. Okay, So we are having this property, and getter setter method is ready with person and this two. Okay, what I'll do now, I'll just go to the previous example. I'll try to copy this HBM file. Okay, and I'll just paste it here. And I'll make another new class here, new class, and I'll say here association manager. Okay, manager. I'll just make with main methods. It will have a main public static void main now, and we'll go to the code of this. I'll just modify this now, and what we'll do here, person HBM. So I just remove all this code from here, and this is my person HBM. So what I will do, I'll do the mapping here. So it will have a class name person, and table name will be persons. Okay, what else? ID, name is ID, and then we are having name and age, right? So I'll just say property name, right? Small letter, I think, right? And then I have a age here. Sorry, one age is already there, so just remove it and add it here. So this ID is, let us say it is having generator, so I'll say here generator now. It has been closed, so it is not coming. I just say here slash ID, and in between I say generator. So class is what you want to give your own value, so just stay here assigned. Okay, so I work out on that ID column, name column, age column. One more property we are having in that, that is the address. So what is that? Address is one-to-one relationship, right? So one-to-one name is address, right? And what class for this? So I have a class address lazy equal to, I'll just make a false here. Done. So this mapping has been done for person.hbm.xml. What I will do here, I'll copy the same here, paste it here itself, and give a different name here. I say here address. So there's a two HBM file I have, since I have a two poser class here. So I'll go to the address here, and I'll just modify now, and I'll say here my class name is address. Table will be address now, right? Here I have a ID is the address ID, right? If you remember address ID, what is the generator class? So here in the address, it should be foreign key, right? So we are having foreign key, and now we have to add one property here. Sorry, it's a param. It's not giving now. It should be inside the generator. So what I will do here, I'll say param, right? What is the name? Say property. Okay, what is the property? Person. So person is one property in that, right? For address. So, and then property name age. No, it is what here? I have a straight name, and I have here what? House number. So house number, right? And then again I have a one-to-one relationship with what? Person. So I have to mention here person, and class is what here? Same, right? Person now. Lazy equal to false not. I'll just say here constraint equal to true. True, right? Constant equal to true. Close the class. So I'm done with mapping now. What we have to do the next now? This two HBM file I have to add with this configuration. So I'll go to the configuration and here I'll say add. So source, I have a two configurations file, right? So one is the address, second is the person, right? So add both HBM file and my configuration file as a resource now. If you see here, there's a two resource has been added. One is a person, second is the address HBM file. And we'll go to here, we'll close the configuration, close all these things. Now come back to here, and this is a main method. What we'll do here now, I'll just say I'll create object of person p equal to new person, right? And then I'll do p dot add, or first of all make another address also, address add equal to new address. Okay, now I'll say p dot add what, sorry, p dot set, p dot set id. Let us say id is 101, okay, or 105. And then I say p dot set name has been done. I'll just say here set name, and I'll say here John, okay. And p dot set age, age is 30. P dot what else, set address, right? What is address? Add the above object which we have created. Now come back to here and then say here add dot set address id. What id? For whom you are setting the address details, for 105, right? And then we'll say add dot set house number, and house number I say here, I just say G8, okay. And then address dot set straight name, I'll say here X meridian layout, okay. And then address dot set person, set person what, p, right? So we have added some values with the person and address now, correct? Okay, what is the next now? We have to obtain the configuration here, so we'll say configuration config equal to new configuration, okay. And then I'll just import it here, configuration cfg, and then I'll do here dot configure, right, semicolon. I just maximize this code and I just try to write something more here. So what I'll do, session factory, and then I say session sf equal to config dot build session factory here, and then I say here session ses equal to sf dot open session. Okay, we'll take a transaction now. I just say session here, and then after I'll take a transaction tran equal to session dot begin transaction, right? Now we can start our job now. So I'll do here session dot save what, let us I just say first address. Okay, I'm creating address first, and then I say session dot save what, p, then I'm saying add person. So let us try and see whether it works or not. Right here. So we'll try to run this code and we'll see what the output comes now. So right click, I just say right click run as Java application. Now you can see the problem here. You are getting some error here that it is saying okay, insert into address. Okay, but the address having the address ID is having reference with the person ID, right? So it is saying couldn't execute the JDBC batch update, and it is giving one more error, cannot add or update a child row, right? So a foreign key constant fails. So inventory address table and constant this address ID in the person ID. So the problem is what here? First we are trying to insert the address while the this ID, how I can insert the address? This ID is not available, right? So what we'll do here? We'll just first insert the person, then we'll insert the address for that guy, right? Yes. So let us try now. Right click run as Java application, right? So both has been inserted, insert into person and then address, right? Now I'll just see the records here. I'll just say show tables, right? You can see the table which has been created, address and person. Now I can see here select star from person, right? Persons, right? So this is 15 John 30, and what is that? Next is the address. So address is here now. So you can see this 105. This guy is having address what? X Meridian layout G5, G8, right? So that's all about one-to-one mapping of association mapping.